In section 8.2, we learned how to load point cloud images to disk. Point clouds will usually be published by sensors, but sometimes we're interested in loading them from files. For example, if we have an image database, we might want to retrieve them. We're going to be examining a CPP file called display PCD file for this section. The overview of the file is include relevant headers, dynamically allocate an XYZ RGB point type that we're going to use to save the results from the file. By using PCL input-output load PCD file with the right container, we can read from file and save to our dynamically allocated type. After that, we can create a ROS publisher and then do a conversion from the PCL cloud point to the ROS message type and finally publish. Let's take a look at the code just so that you can see how we do it right here. We can say ROS set PCL utils display PCD file .cpp. So we'll be starting right here, and this is where we're going to come back over in the slides. So notice that right here we're going to create a point cloud with the point XYZ RGB container, and we're going to force that into a pointer. We call that point cloud clear pointer, and we're going to dynamically allocate the memory for that as a PCL point cloud PCL point XYZ RGB. Once we do that, then we're going to ask the user for a name, which is saved in fname, and we can call this input-output function load PCD file with this container, and then save the result into our pointer. After that, we need to convert to a ROS message type. This is ROS cloud sensor messages point cloud 2. Then we want to publish and display. In section 8.1, we saw an example of an ordered image. Here we're going to look at an ordered image. In fact, in the package PCD images, we have a number of images that are all ordered. These point cloud files in this package are quite large, some of them having thousands of lines to represent the point clouds. So you don't want to just open any of those files with a regular editor. It would occupy a lot of space and memory. Using the Linux head command might be better for quick viewing the first 10 lines. So for example, we can head over there to PCD images, and you can see that we have a bunch of PCD files right here, and then we can simply use the head command to see any of these. We get the first 10 lines as we saw earlier. We have our fields, our size, our flow types, and then we see that these are ordered images with a height no longer of 1, but having this kind of sensor array 640 by 480. A total of 307,000 points. So once we do that, here's the note on the ordered things. We want to run this code and see what this looks like. So we need to run ROS core and then run the display PCD file. So here's my ROS core. Here's PCL utils display PCD file, and it's going to be asking me for the name of a file. One of those files is cocan.pcd, and so here we get the confirmation that we have loaded that file. It says we can view it in RViz by choosing the topic as PCD and the fixed frame as camera depth optical frame. So by doing that right here and right here, you'll get a point cloud that looks like this, although you have to get it into the right view for this to make sense. Also notice that in point cloud 2 display, we can change the style of our points, And sometimes if we change the size to an inappropriate number, it won't be easy to visualize the point cloud. So you'll need to play around with this to get the right image. Okay, so we get that information. That's all for section 8.2. See you in 8.3.